All right, and good morning. We are doing a Hangout Live. So anybody that wants to join, please feel free to join. I will post in the associated location for the Hangout, so that will be available in just one moment. For right now, welcome to the stream. Today, I'm going to be messing with the CR-10S a little bit. Need to get that kind of going. I've had some weirdness with the prints, which I will show you in just a second. So we're going to pull up the live stream in just a second. I just got to post my link. So please forgive me for taking that moment here. I'm going to raise you up a little so we can be a little bit more on eye level. And just about there. I have some latency issues on the printer or on the computer, so I think I'm gonna grab my my hard connection. Plug that in so we have a little bit better speed. Laptop does not have the most memory in the world. I think it's got 4 gig, so that is not a very sufficient amount of memory to be using. All right, let me pull open the stream on here. This is the Mac that I've been using. And then I will show you another thing that I've got going on in just a second. We'll double check. Make sure nobody's hanging out right now. Oops, I think we got the wrong thing going on here. Too much stuff going on. I'll make a new tab. All right, let's see where we're at here. Okay. Looks like we are. Let's see if I can't get that to live. Testing. It's like we're good. All right, so let me get over here and fix this real quick so we can so I can watch the chat over here. Sorry for not being prepared. Okay, I think we should be ready to go. Let's do the thumbnails where it looks like I've got my eyes closed all the time. It drives me nuts. Drives me nuts. There we go. There we go. All right, looks like I've got about a 12-second latency going on right now. So, all right. So, while we are doing this, I got to pull open my Simplify 3D. So if there's a little bit of a burp on the stream, I apologize. You have to get the Chiron printing. So while I'm working on that, I can show you my project that I'm going to be working on for a couple minutes. So let's pull that down here. Grab some nippers. And here it is. Okay, so we're going to go into import. We're going to import a model. Remove that one. Oof. Yep. I was afraid that was going to happen. Please be patient. It'll come right. It'll be back in a sec, I promise. Change the scale 1.2%. Center it on the build plate. Looks good. And we got to go in and turn off supports. Which we're going to do right now. Support, and we don't need support material, so we're going to turn that off. And then we are just going to go to prepare to print, grab the memory card from the Chiron. And the last print I did, the first, I did the first floor, took 43.18 hours. Well, sorry, 43 hours and 18 minutes. So we're going to save that. There we go. And we're going to shut this down. Reload the stream on this because for whatever reason, this thing always bugs out on me and I don't know why. But it does. So we deal with it. All right. We're going to load up the Chiron. All right. That is now ready to go. And then we will start working on other stuff. But for right now, we're going to find a good, comfortable chair to sit in. And we're going to try and remove some of the support materials that are in here. See if anybody else joins us. Good grief, there's a lot of support materials in here. Pretty much all the doorways that I have in here ended up getting printed. So that was not intentional. I did not mean to do that, but I did do it. So now I have to deal with the repercussions of that, which thankfully on the Chiron, the support material actually does not do horrible. It actually frees itself up pretty good. But I still have to be careful because these walls are not overly thick, so I don't want to accidentally break a wall while I'm removing support material, because that would just not be cool. And then once we're done with this, we will go in and we will go work on the other printer, our CR-10. Oops. Trying to get a good handle on these supports. Most of the time, you just got to twist them just a little tiny bit, and they pop free fairly easily. But again, when you're dealing with a kind of like a model like this, you have to be careful because you don't want to tear the walls out on accident. So I'm trying to come down at an angle, and then once I can get a good purchase on it, I'll just twist it just a little bit, and then the supports come right out. And some of the supports are just a little crazy. And a fine, fine morning to everyone from the lovely state of Maine. I may end up jumping off my stream and joining another stream in a little bit, because I know that I believe Wiley is going to be hosting his stream at some point today. So I really don't like to interfere with other people's streams, but I figured since I was ready to go this morning and I had work to do, I would take you along for the ride, so to speak. So, but it doesn't look like Mike's on yet, so we're just gonna kind of keep streaming until that time. So if anybody joins us, which it's still kind of early my time, but if they do, then we'll go from there. I have a support here underneath the stairwell. I don't know that I'm going to actually remove that. I may, but we're gonna pull out the primary one first, because this is supposed to be kind of a see-through model, so you can see in the windows and see what's going on. It's really funny that some of the supports didn't generate. So like this one right here on this fairly decent sized window, there was no supports generated for that, but there was supports generated for a whole bunch of the other stuff. So it's actually kind of interesting when stuff like that happens. And I did use Simplify 3D to create this model. This model took, like I said, 43 hours and 18 minutes to print, using kind of a medium quality setting. I did notice that it's got some kind of banding going on, but for the model itself, that's not really a big deal because this is it's kind of just a layout model. So the quality isn't necessary. It's not really going to hurt anything because it still shows the layout. So, but some of these supports are just a bit of a pain in the butt. And this right here is a fireplace. So why it did that, I don't know, but it did. So we get a couple more doors. This looks like a closet. We're going to try to, there we go. Some of these are just really in there, and you just got to find the right spot, just the kind of the not the honey spot, but just the weak point. This one's actually in there pretty well, so it's a bit of a challenge to get this one out of here, but it'll come out. It's just, there we go. See, I just had to find that one spot, and then it comes out. I'll do the same on this one. I'll start from this side to kind of see if I can weaken it. I don't like using supports, so if I can avoid it, I prefer to. But this is a good lesson for what you get to look forward to if you print supports on your models. Yippee. There we go. So nice and rewarding when you get a support that just comes out like it's supposed to. Like that. Just like that. It just boof, comes right out. Yeah, it also depends on the orientation of the model too, whether you're printing this way or printing this way, because the supports are always going to print when you use the, I hate saying the rectilinear, but when you use that particular style, which is your lines, the model, they're easier to take out when they're in one direction than they are in the other. A lot of times, not always, but because it really depends on the model you're printing. So you can see it's like some of these look like this, pleated, and then others look like this. They're pleated, but they're pleated on the long side. So you end up with these big flat sheets of plastic instead of lots of little pleated pieces. Again, that just depends on which orientation you're printing. All right, so we got one more, it looks like, over here. So we'll get that out. All right. I think we removed them all. So now, dump the loose stuff out. Now we got a little bit of cleanup we can do in here because there's a couple pieces of support material still in there. I'm trying to be careful not to break these off on accident. All right. But yeah, like this, the stairwell, for example, is right here. I should probably take that off. This brim needs to come off. I did this because on the previous model, the model started lifting. You can see right here where it sort of started lifting up a little bit. And I think if I hadn't had the brim there, it probably would have been a lot worse. So, but we're going to take off what we can and grab our knife. There's actually two tools you can use. It depends on your level of dexterity and how willing you are to be injured. A knife like this is probably your best bet because you can kind of line it up to a straight surface like this, and then you can just kind of walk your blade along it. Again, this is the preferred method, probably. I don't know. I've actually done it a couple different ways. If I don't want to use this, I've actually used the chisel before because the chisel is a little bit stiffer and it's a little easier to use sometimes. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of put it right alongside here. It helps if you have a surface that's level, which I do not, and then what I could do is just kind of push the chisel through, and it's sharp, so it's like you can just kind of walk it right through it. So it really depends on you and what tools you have available. Like I said, I prefer the chisel method myself, but you can use whichever works for you. There we go. But yeah, I mean, this seems to be working a lot better than the razor itself. I can just, it's kind of, you got to kind of get in there first to get the angle right. Then you just kind of scrape it off again, work into the angle, and then kind of just push it through. Just be careful with these because they are sharp. I mean, you don't want to like cut towards yourself and like injure yourself. Unless you're me. And that's kind of a normal thing. Good morning, Don. How are you, buddy? So we're going to break my rules because I have a tendency to injure myself anyway. There we go. That's not too bad. Like I said, this model is a representation of a house. The idea is that they can see what the layout's going to look like and whether or not it appeals to them. It's a lot cheaper to get a 3D printed model of a house than it is to buy a house and realize you don't really care for the layout. So, yes, you're right. No cutting with Clyde. It's called breaking it with Clyde. So I just bumped into the model a little bit. The model is actually the thing I hit this time and not the razor knife or the chisel. Right. So we're just about through this. And Don, of course, you're always welcome to join me until Wiley starts, unless you're starting a stream today. So I know it's Thursday, and I couldn't remember, to be honest, who was doing the stream today. If it was me, or if it was you, or happy little trees, happy little 3D printed models. Right? There have been a lot of people that have been requesting doll houses, so I have been thinking about it. That is a whole lot of work, and I don't think people realize just how much that's going to end up costing. And I mean, if you can combine techniques. So, for example, if you happen to have a CNC machine that can cut like OSB or MDF pieces, then you could actually split where you could create 3D printed like corners and, you know, decorations and stuff to, you know, kind of reduce the print time, because CNC cutting like flat pieces or two-dimensional pieces is a lot less time consuming than 3D printing the entire project. So there's a lot of times where it's actually cost effective to mix techniques rather than just sticking with one specific technique. Another example would be if you're doing a lot of the same part, look at it and see if it's something that's worth modeling. Well, I mean, what I mean by that is molding. So maybe you can make a mold and do stuff like that. So, Don, it's in the normal location on the Discord. So we got a couple little things to clean up here. So we'll do that. And I forgot. That's right. Ricky is going to be on soon. So I'll probably kill the stream when Ricky gets on. But for now, we'll hang out, and this is what I get to look forward to when I have parts that are ready to go. This piece down here, this is supports for the basement. These kind of supports, you really want to just kind of work at them real slow. You don't want to get crazy with them. And why I say that is because sometimes you end up removing something you don't want to remove. So just kind of grab a hold of some of it and just kind of, you know, twist it out. You can kind of feel whether or not it's going to, you know, do what you want it to do. I mean, these supports printed really, really well on the Chiron. So I just have to kind of grab them and twist, so it's not too bad. Let's see if you found it, Dawn. On the oops, I don't want that.
Good morning.
Oh, there you are, Don. Sorry, I'm gonna have to turn you up a little because can't hear real well.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Oh, there you are, Don. Sorry, I'm gonna have to turn you up a little because can't hear real well.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Oh, there you are, Don. Sorry, I'm gonna have to turn you up a little because yeah, these speakers on my laptop are something to be desired, especially when I've got the Chiron printing right next to me. So
I know what you mean. As you can see, I have a different layout right now on my screen.
oh, hold on one second. I'm going to crunch some of these supports out. One more left, and I don't want to take my eyes off of what I'm doing here. Oop.
Understandable.
Looks like I'm going to break through my other supports that I was shooting for, which is good. But yeah, I was talking about the difference between support materials, like the way the supports depend on the orientation of the printer.
Yeah.
Or the orientation of the part, because it likes to print the supports on one axis more so than the other, so it kind of tends to print stuff in one direction, and it makes it a little bit more tricky to remove them.
Yeah, I also found I found out the same thing. Sometimes, like you said, they're printing only on one axis, and
Yep.
if you are unlucky, the support will lay down and not help you at all with what's going to be coming on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to turn your print 90 degrees so that the support will come down correct and help you out with what's coming on top of it.
Oh, yeah. There we go. We just got rid of the last of that support. Yeah, we did. So now we have a stairwell.
I was just about to say, slowly, Clyde, slowly. It's not. It's not called Break It with Clyde today.
All right, so you want to see this?
Oh yeah, that's the basement.
That's the basement, and then on top of the basement is the first floor.
Ground floor.
Yeah. Well, it's technically most of the bottom layers useless. It's just that we had to have something to support the model. So as you can, well, what I can do is I'll bring the camera down so you can get a kind of a tabletop view.
Let me pop out the chart just in case, chat, just in case if somebody else hops in.
All right, let me pull the camera off.
And probably find the link. You posted that over there in Country Club, not in my Discord.
Oh, I did. I posted it in yours too.
Huh? No, it's not
there. Oh, it didn't go in that one?
No, it didn't go in my Discord.
Oh, oops, sorry. Yeah, I thought I had posted in both. I must not have pasted all the way.
Uh-huh.
All right. So yeah, anyway, so the idea on a model like this.
Oh, ouch. What are those for lines?
Yeah, that's the one thing I was noticing on the Chiron. It started doing some vertical like banding. But again, it's also not, I'm not on the high quality setting right now, so it's more of a draft print. So yeah. What this allows you to do though is, you know, you can kind of mouse around and take a look, and you can see, you know, like inside, look at that stairwell in there. See that?
Yeah.
You know, this is a kind of a daylight basement sort of thing.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, you can kind of walk it around, you know, and then you can look in there. So if you want to come up these stairs, then you can kind of go up to the next floor. And that stairwell is right here. And if you look, that stairwell comes up from there, the one we were just looking at.
Yeah.
So you just kind of look around, and this is, like I said, you got a kind of a, I don't know where everything is, so like a little fireplace right there, you know, and then of course you've got like some really nice closets and stuff, and some bedrooms.
That's something that's really missing over here in Germany. You can hardly find a house or a apartment that has built-in closets.
Yeah.
That's something that is really uncommon here.
Yeah, well, and again, I mean, it's this would be on the higher end of a house design, like in terms of like if you were doing middle of the road houses.
Yeah.
This would be a I don't know. I would speculate to, you know, about 250, 300,000 or more, you know, in terms of, you know, pricing for a house. It's technically only a one-story house, but it what makes it different is that it has a kind of a downstairs, you know, this is like, you imagine like the hill is right here. So they built this into like a hill, you know, where the property is. And then, so all this stuff right in here, this is all just kind of bonus material. So from about here on the house forward, you got this extra space.
Yeah.
So where the foundation is.
Yeah.
So, and I'm actually printing.
Whereby I wouldn't worry about, you know, seeing the layer lines on the print. If somebody says something about that, just tell them, hey, I did not print this in high quality. This is not for sale. This
is a job I'm putting a bid in for. So this one technically is for sale, but the premise was, how can I make it the size they want without, you know, going crazy on the price? Because if I really had to do this seamless and clean, each one of those parts would have taken in excess of 90 hours a piece.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, that's not cost effective.
Yeah, and you see what I got on my table right now?
I do. Nice job with that.
Yeah, I got the D9. It's sitting on the couch right now. Hopefully, I don't have to print anything in the next couple of days. But
so,
yeah, a buddy. I asked him if he could come over to me, bring the tools with him, so that we can cut the linear rails. Not the linear rails, the rods to them, so that I have everything ready and I can start doing as much as I can with the Hypercube build on Saturday on my live stream.
So this is a fidget cube that I printed. It's a print in place model that it did a really good job in terms of like printing accuracy, because I can move everything. But the problem is, when it got to about this side right here, where this layer is, the pieces either skipped a layer or something else occurred, because it definitely under extruded here. So, I mean, as you can see, I could just peel this right up.
Ouch.
So I'm not exactly sure what happened, but I can definitely tell from the top layer here that it under extruded quite a bit.
Ouch.
So not really sure what happened there, if it's a clog in the nozzle or not.
That was on the Chiron?
What?
That was on the Chiron?
No, this was on the CR-10.
That was on the CR-10.
Yeah.
That is strange.
I did put on the new Bowden tube and all that, but I think what I'm going to have to do is preheat it, get that going.
Which Bowden tube do you have on it?
Which what?
Which Bowden tube do you have?
I actually have the stock Bowden tube on there now.
Okay, you don't have one of those special ones.
No, I took the Capricorn tubing off.
Yeah. Because, you know, the Capricorn is seemingly perfect in the inner diameter, and if it'll
handle up to 1.9 millimeter filament.
Okay.
So when you have a 1.75 filament that varies.
Yeah, normally the 1.75 is only supposed to vary with a 0.03.
Yeah, I know, but we all know that it's not that point zero 0.03 to point zero 0.05 plus or minus.
I think somebody forgot to make the point, you know?
Yeah, well, and now these are the ones that I've been doing on Jenny.
Yeah.
I wanted to see how consistent it was. So, I mean, so far, I mean, it's still got that stringing issue, which you can see in that. You can see where it kind of strings between the layers, but it's not that bad. It's actually only in a couple of spots. Like it looks like it's in the first couple layers it does it, and then after that it stops.
Okay. Otherwise, you might have to play around with your retraction a little bit.
Yeah, and I think what it is that it's because it's coming down from that 215 degrees down to the 210. So I think that's why it's only on the first two layers and why it's not on the rest.
Ah, okay. You print hot on the first layer and then you drop the temperature down for the rest of the layers, or how is?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Um,
I never done that. I've always printed with the 215, for example. You know, if the filament came out wonderfully with 215, I printed from first layer all the way up with
yep.
two.
Well, I started switching it up a couple of months ago into the dual temperature bands because when I started using a 60-degree heated bed.
Uh-huh.
And so far, like I said, that's the only issue that I seem to have with these is that 215 just makes it a little stringy. But
Okay.
it does give a perfect, like, I mean, that first layer is ridiculous.
That is beautiful.
It's just shiny.
Yeah.
And you know, it just allows it to kind of sit down. And if there's any blemishes on the bed, you know, they'll show up on the print. Like you can actually see those marks are actually the magic goo.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So it's actually, you can't feel it when you run your finger down. Well, you can a little bit if you're really paying attention, but for the most part, it's a very extremely smooth surface. So, but yeah,
But
so far I've got 5 of them done and exact same quality all the way across.
oh, that's cool.
So that's good because that means I have consistency on Jenny, which is one of the things that I try to get.
Oh, that's nice. That Jenny is working again.
Yeah, no, it really is. It's a good thing. I need coffee.
Well, it looks like you're going to have to tell Jenny, baby, is it possible that maybe you can print me another 150 of my maker coins?
I know, right? Well, I mean, they take about an hour to 2 hours. I think they take a little over. They meet. They're either right about an hour and change or just at the 2 hour mark for making these.
How many can you print at one time? 4?
Oh, I could probably do. Yeah, probably 4 on here. Maybe I don't know. I'd have to look. Hold on, let me see. But as luck would have it, I just happen to have.
Yeah, you know, if Jenny is working wonderfully for you, I would try it out.
I could do. Yeah, I could do 4 on here if I really snugged them up. Yeah, I probably wouldn't though. I could probably do. I'd probably do 2.
2.
Yeah, just because this build plate's not the stock build plate, so it's a little undersized for the machine.
Oh, talking about build plates, you know Brian, the 3D print creator from Netherlands.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We were talking a couple of days ago about you know what print bed he uses. He uses a normal glass bed and just cleans it up with a soap water and then dries it up, and he prints directly on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
Well, this build plate is, I believe, 9 inches by. Yeah, it's 9 by 10. So, which is such a weird build size because.
yeah.
Yeah, it's 9 by 10. So that's why I've been having issues with the getting a replacement build plate for this.
Oh, I had luck. You know, instead of having to go out and try and find me a glass, I went down into the basement and found an old broken glass, a large one, you know, for some type of a picture frame. That glass is about 2 millimeters thick, and I can get two 325 by 325 plates out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as my buddy comes and brings me a glass cutter, I thought I had a glass cutter. Otherwise, I would have cut them myself, you know.
Right.
Yeah, but as soon as my buddy comes by, I hope today or at least tomorrow, so that I can get everything cut and set up, you know.
Okay, so this thing looks like it's on. Sorry, I'm trying to get my my crap cam up. For some reason, it's not recognizing it.
Yeah, I had luck. I was able to put a 1.5 meter extension USB cable on that cheap Microsoft camera, and then I was able to put the Microsoft camera on my tripod and back it up a little bit so that I can get a better coverage over my table.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so now we got to look at this thing and see if it's worth pulling the nozzle off or not.
Oh, you're talking about your CR-10?
Yeah.
Do you happen to have a cleaning filament there?
I do, but I don't want to use it unless I have to, because I'm using stock PTFE tubing, and it would just kind of be a waste of the cleaning filament. I try to only use it if I'm swapping between PETG and PLA.
Yeah. Okay. No. I forgot about that. That you have a Bowden setup. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because every once in a while, you know, I just run a couple of centimeters through my D9. You know, if I have any problems that, for example, the filament is not coming straight out of the nozzle, then I might stop and heat it up to 240, 250, and then run a cleaning filament through it.
Yeah.
But I have a direct drive on that one.
Well, I'd really like to get this fidget cube printed just because my son wants it. So I'm just kind of like, I know that the the gears look a little bit crusty, so it has been chewing on some filament. But shouldn't be enough to cause it to skip, so just I wouldn't think.
Maybe you might want to try keeping it at 215, the whole print.
Yeah, well, I could do that too. I'll have to just, when it gets to the second layer, I'll have to change it back to 215.
Yeah.
But that's the max temperature of this filament, so let's see what we got going on here.
You know, that's strange that that's a max. Normally they say 190 to 220, 230 or something like that.
Yeah, well, this one said, I don't know what brand this filament is, but it says 190 to 215.
Wow.
Or 195 to 215, sorry.
195 to 215. Oh,
Yep.
that's pretty exact, you know.
Yeah, well,
compared to everybody else.
I typically don't print anything at 190 anymore, so
I've never had a filament. I've never had a filament at all that I could print with 190. My lowest temperature was 205.
Well, it's funny because like when I first started printing, all the PLA that I was running was all recommended right around that 190, you know, to 210 range.
Yeah.
And suddenly that's kind of become a different thing now.
Yeah, probably because of all the different printers that are on the market.
Yeah, it could be. Or maybe the PLA is a little bit better now than it was.
PLA might be a little bit better, but I'm not sure about the printers.
No, that's why it's disheartening to have the printer act up like this, because
yeah,
I'd prefer it to just work like it's supposed to, which everybody would, but
exactly.
This is my money making printer for a while, so that's why I'm trying to figure out what exactly is going on with it.
Yeah, normally the CR-10, you could say that's a go-to printer.
Yeah, that's why it's freaking me out. I don't know what's going on with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and start doing this again. Well, because it's having a hard time. I was trying to do a lithophane, and it was skipping layers. So I don't know what was causing that either.
Yeah.
But
Are your Z rods, are they clean with no dust or particles on them?
you know what? We're gonna try it anyway. We're gonna do the lithophane. See if we can get this to print properly.
Yeah.
I mean, the filament's trying to come out, so I think that 215 might be the right range, like you said.
Uh-huh.
So what I may do is just run it at that and see, because I didn't run it at that the whole time. I just ran it initially, and I didn't have issues until the very end, really. I mean,
Hey there, Trolling for Dollars. How you doing, buddy?
morning, trolling. So yeah, this is. I mean, the first layer actually looks really good on this.
Yes, it does.
It looks like it skipped a tiny bit on the one side, but there's some definite like layer. It looks like layer shift, but it may just be extrusion issues. Like, so I'm not really sure. So we're gonna see what happens this time around.
Yeah, I wish you best of luck, man.
Yeah, is what it is.
Yeah.
We got Jenny going. We got Chiron going. I got me going.
Yeah. All you have to do is maybe talk sweet to that CR-10.
Right? Thought Ricky was going to stream this morning. Yeah, we're both waiting on him because I'll drop my stream as soon as he gets on. I've actually, let me take a look and see. Is he up and running yet or no?
So I don't have any notification.
I do not either. I'm gonna refresh my page though. Yeah, he's not. He'll start up his stream anyway.
Yeah.
So Ricky, if you're listening, let us know when you're ready to start your stream, and we'll jump off.
Exactly.
Because, like I said, I mean, it's not like Ricky doesn't do the hangout much though. Ricky does kind of the talking about the printing and stuff. So
yeah,
it's a little bit of a different thing, but at the same time, I'd prefer to be listening to what he's doing. So
yeah, exactly. And if he's working in Blender, and every once in a while explaining what he's doing, I like to watch that because then I can learn something.
it's always about learning in this game.
Oh yes, oh yes.
I was watching. I'm trying to remember his name. He actually modified his CR-10 to do engraving, and that's actually one of the things that I've been really wanting to do.
Uh-huh.
And he did it in such an ingenious way that I'm really thinking about doing it. And I can't help but notice, but Trolling for Dollars said morning to Dawn, but he didn't say good morning to me. What's up with that? I don't think Trolling for Dollars likes me anymore. Are we having a falling out and I didn't know about it? What are the extrusions for? Oh, that's why.
Huh?
He's asking what the extrusions are for.
Oh yeah, Trolling for Dollars for Saturday morning. Then I'm going to start building the hypercube. The parts that are here right now, I got them yesterday in the post from Shane in the UK. Accelerate. He sent those to me.
Now you're just a smarty pants. But yes, good morning to you. See, I say good morning to you anyway, so.
Yeah.
I like the extra oomph with the caps. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And the only thing I'm waiting for right now is for a buddy to come over to me and bring a couple of cutting tools so that we can cut my rods down to the lengths that I need. I have two 1 meter and two 500 millimeter, and I need two 360 10 millimeter. I need two 300 millimeter and two 495 millimeter.
Yeah, I got a saw right here for you if you want to borrow it.
Can
Just
you
gotta come pick it up. But yeah, it's right here. It's the most accurate saw that you can actually purchase. Actually, there's nothing more accurate. So
give it here. Give it here. Give it here.
there you go.
Yeah, exactly. He's got the yellow one, just like you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not sure. You know, I don't know if he's going to bring that or if he's just going to bring his electric.
All right, so that first layer deposition looks pretty good.
Trolling for dollars. I am spoiled with all sorts of metal and woodworking tools at work. Yeah. I wish I had someplace where I could just, take my rods, hop on my electro scooter, take a short ride, and have somebody there that would cut them perfect to length for me,
I got to look up that video so I can tell you who I was talking about. He does some interesting videos from time to time.
Yeah.
And he was doing he got some Lexan or something at Walmart. It looked like. I'm spoiled with all sorts of metal and woodworking tools at work. Yeah, you suck.
Yeah. Don, I will cut them for you. Just stop by. Trolling for dollars. If you lived in the same town as me over here in Germany,
I have jealousy issues when it comes to having tools and stuff that you can actually really do the job with.
Yeah, I'm jealous for that too.
The problem is, with mine, if I do that engraving machine, what's his face did, which like I said, I got to give attribution to him. So hold on a minute, let me pull it up because I don't want to,
Yeah.
He goes through all his hard work to make videos, so I don't want to diminish his his hard work. So hold on.
Yeah.
It is.
You haven't sent the package to me yet, right?
What?
You have not sent the package to me yet, right?
No, I haven't had the money because my account got overdrawn because they decided to take out money from my student loans. So.
Yeah. No, but when you do, let me know on that day when it's in the post.
Oh yeah, no, I will. RC Life On is the
yeah.
He's done some really fun videos.
Yeah, I watched a video yesterday from him where he had something like an airsoft gun or something like that, and shot himself in the foot.
Okay.
And then he yeah, that was at the beginning. Yeah, that was that video.
Well, in this one, he actually CNC, or he uses he kind of creates an engraver using a motor controller with an attenuator on it.
Exactly.
To get it up to a spindle speed. And I was like, that is exactly what I want because I have a couple of jobs that I want to do some, acrylic displays, like some desktop nameplates and stuff using LEDs. And the best part was he did exactly what I wanted to do, which was he created a 3D printed base for the Lexan to slide into, to notch into. But he took it a step farther and he printed a translucent PLA so you could actually see the light from the side as well as it going up through the top. So I was laughing because I was like, oh my God, that's exactly what I wanted to do.
And I hope you paid attention. In the beginning, he said, oh, shit, wrong plexiglass. Do not use a plexiglass with the blue edge.
Yes, it's got to be clear.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it doesn't allow for the light to penetrate far enough.
Yeah,
but
exactly. Exactly.
But you got to remember too is that if you mask, you can actually tint the Lexan.
Yeah.
In a couple of different ways. Bill Duran does from Punished Props does some videos on tinting you know, like clear plastic and stuff. And him and his wife do some really cool videos as well.
No, I have a theater company near me.
You what?
I don't have a theater company near me. Trolling for dollars. If I had a theater company nearby, then I could go over to them. They might have the tools that I need.
Theater company nearby, they might have to. Yeah, that is a very good point.
Yeah, no, there's no theater here.
No theater?
No.
No theater here.
There's not even a kino, a cinema here. There was one a long time ago, but they closed it because, you know, the older people that live here, they had no desire to go there, and there wasn't enough young people here to keep the cinema up and running.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
It is, because that would have been just around the corner from me.
Right?
And,
All right.
and of course, if they would have still be open, you know, and bringing out the new films that are coming out every year, you know, I'd be one of those people sitting in the middle row, watching it. Oh yeah. Ow.
All right, come on. Come on. There we go. I had to reload my screen here, and it's taking forever.
Huh.
Just because I'm trying to see, I'm going to make sure I don't miss when Ricky pops in. So, I mean, just let me know if you see it.
Yeah, I'm checking that. Yeah, no, but Clyde, that video, right in the beginning of it.
The what?
Right, from RC Life On.
Yeah.
Yeah, right in the beginning of it. That's where he shoots himself in the foot.
Oh.
Yeah, he takes that airsoft gun or whatever it is, you know, rifle.
Oh, yeah. I do remember that.
Points it right down to his foot and shoots himself and says, ouch.
I need to get another speaker in here so I can get this directional. Although I do have these speakers here. I guess I could do that real quick. Hold on. I might do that real quick because this is driving me nuts. When these printers are running, it makes it very difficult to hear what's going on. Yeah, done. See, I haven't forgotten. There's still a package right here.
Yeah. Lightweight.
And this, I think, is a USB speaker system, if I'm not mistaken. So should be able to just kind of pull that out.
But I got $24. I got a buddy here. I already sent him a Facebook message and asked him if he could come over and help me out.
Let's get this gathered up here, and then let's see if we can figure out where it's wrapped up here.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, I've been getting a lot of Facebook friend requests.
This is
unbelievable. Some of them are only ladies, and a lot of them, you know, they have something to do with 3D printing.
How'd you see Angus did a video on the stuff that we've been talking about lately?
No.
He just did a video talking about the sorry, hold on a second. Trying to untangle, and I ended up tangling worse. So, which is really annoying. Yeah, anyway, Angus from Maker's Muse, he just did a video talking about the scams they have on these different websites.
Yeah.
He referenced another guy that did some really in-depth, like tracking down those kinds of websites. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, he did mention the Verifox one that we all had known was a scam, but we did it anyway.
Yeah.
And I agree. It's like, you know, that's why we talk about this stuff, because, you know, we don't want other people doing it. So,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And what's cool, you know, if you just type in Maker's Muse on YouTube, first off, you'll see his channel, and then second, you'll see the video. 3D printer for $20.99? No, it's a scam.
yep.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, we knew it was a scam.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
But we just wanted to kind of
test that out to see.
Right.
Yeah, and there's another channel I was watching. That guy orders every once in a while, explicitly from that online company, that Wish, or however it's called.
Yeah.
And for example, you know, he couldn't believe it. A rear view mirror to clip on with a 7-inch screen, with a front video camera, and with back video camera, or something like $23 US.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ordered that, and what did he receive? A rear view camera with a small 3-inch screen and only a lens coming out from the front. But of course, he said everything else is missing. It's not even a 7-inch. And then, as everybody else, when you clip that thing on, you have to adjust the rear view mirror so that you can look into it and see what's coming from the back. And the lens on the front of it, you can't turn that thing enough so that it's pointing forwards. And that was for $23.99 or something like that. Are you still there, Clyde?
Yeah, I'm just sorry. I'm trying to fix my speaker.
Yeah. And then in another video, I don't know exactly what it was that he ordered, but what did he get? A pair of Ray-Ban. And he also, and he also said the Ray-Ban, they're not even original Ray-Bans.
Uh-oh.
The Ray-Bans were in a cheap leather etui, and the Ray-Ban glasses, they were also cheap.
Ooh, these do work good. Okay, so let's set these as default. Let's try that.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I hate that's what I don't like about this. It's it maps the Google Hangout where it wants.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm working on right now. Just trying to figure out why it's putting the audio there and not where I want it.
OBS.
Well, I'm using
YouTube. Right.
There we go. There we go. I found it. All right, try that.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Oh, that works really good, actually.
Cool.
Well, I need to be able to focus the sound towards me when I'm playing around with printers.
Yeah, of course.
And I got to keep the door somewhat closed so I'm not blasting everybody out.
Well, that's, you know, that could be good, and that could be not good.
Well, other people work here, so it's not overly considerate to be too loud. But unfortunately, when you get a lot of loud equipment, the only other way I can do things is by using a headset. And I really don't like using headsets if I don't have to.
I'd say if it's a headset, if it has to be a headset, then only a wireless headset, so that you're not restricted in your movement.
Yeah, well, I think the immediate issue with that would be that I just don't have the income to go buy a wireless headset.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, I don't have a wireless either.
So,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
so I did notice that the folding solar panels have gotten significantly cheaper on Amazon.
Folding.
Yes, they have the ones that like it looks like a briefcase, and then you unfold it, and it's like a solar array has like 4 panels on it.
Cool. Is that for portable when you're camping or something like that, huh?
Yeah, well, I was looking at these. They've got the solar generators where. Sorry, hold on. Wow, that was loud. Anyway, the solar generators, you got to charge them periodically, and it's like if I have to charge a solar generator using household electricity, it kind of defeats the purpose and
Uh-huh.
my savings.
Yeah.
But you're supposed to be able to use 110 going out on those, so
Uh-huh.
which is and it should be I think somewhat conditioned. So
Yeah.
did send a message today to a company about a cell phone that I would really like to review. So I'm seeing if they'll send me one because I
Do you have to check the
want to try using it for streaming.
Do you have to check the temperature there on that list?
Yeah, I already changed it.
Okay.
I'm writing it at 214 because I didn't feel like holding the button in between the two clicks to get the 215. All right. Well, while that's looking okay, I'm going to run over here. All right. So you guys babysit that printer for me.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to go on here. I got to look at my email. I got to find out when I'm supposed to be doing this function today. I actually have a thing to do.
Wow.
I've been awake since 3 o'clock this morning. So.
Yeah. Not so Ricky is not live yet.
Oh, okay. I haven't checked in a couple minutes, so I don't know that he'll go live until 9. So, all right. So,
Buddy just wrote to me. No, he doesn't have a glass cutter, but we can do the cutting tomorrow. So that means when Mike is live, it might be the one or the other time when I'm going to have to say, yeah, I'm going to be off for a little bit here.
yeah, right.
Yeah. I don't think we want to make a lot of noise, you know.
Well, sometimes it's fascinating to watch. So, what is this? All right. So, today we have.
Now, I'm going to take those rods and go down into the basement to cut them. I don't want to cut them up here.
Yeah. It's actually not so bad unless you're using power tools.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's going to bring. He might bring his power tools.
Because you can cut that stuff on a chop saw if you got the right blade.
Yeah.
Well, actually, technically, you can do it with the wrong blade. It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
All right. What time is this event occurring? Sorry, I'm trying to figure out. Let's see. This computer is so slow. All right. I don't need to know any of that. I need to know what time. All right. Well, I got nothing on the time, so I'm going to have to run down the hall and ask. Give me a second.
No problem. I'm here. I'll keep an eye on things.
Thanks. Yeah, I'll leave it for a minute.
Yep. And let me take a look here. No. Rare Nerdy is cool. The real Jimmy Roberts. PT3E. Country. No, no Ricky. Whereby, who knows? Ricky might start in about 15 minutes. Yeah, but that is absolutely cool. There's my list. I know you can't read it correctly, but yeah, this is the list that you get per email from Fiverr. Not Fiverr, Funky Diver, funkydiver.com. That's in helpful web pages on my Discord. I think that's one of the first postings that I put in there. That is the helpful web page where you can put in the size of the bed width, bed length, X and Y, print height in Z, and then it'll also ask you if you need some room, some additional room below the printer. And for example, I put in 200, 200, 300, and then I put in 100 so that I have 10 centimeters underneath the printer for the electronic and for the power supply and everything. And yeah, gives me all the lengths from everything that I need. X frame 340, Y frame is 303, Z frame is 595, and then how the print bed 285, two of them, and huh?
Trolling's asking, he's like, "Where's Clyde at?" I had to go down the hall for a minute. We have an event going on here at the center today, and I needed to make sure that I was prepared for it. And it's not even until about noon or so. So I will be all set for that. So I just got to move that house somewhere safe because I do not want them handling it.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's a fairly rugged for a PLA, what do you call it? Print, but
yeah.
You trying to like talk to me and chat in the Discord at the same time?
Yeah. Well, with two windows.
Right? I see that. They were talking about heckling you, eh?
Yeah.
Do you think you have enough extrusion to build an AMA and a hypercube? That's sweet. I do not. I have enough not linear rods. I have enough guide rods and smooth rods to make the AMA. I don't have enough of the extrusion to do the AMA, unless of course I took apart the FD5, but I don't think I'm ready to do that just yet.
Uh-huh.
I just see that the Hangout thing's actually working properly today.
No, that's cool. No, I'd get that FT5 up and running, man.
Well, it has run. I've done some prints on it.
Yeah, I see it down below.
I just have to pick it up and put it up on the workbench, which is the one that I was using to do my stuff on earlier.
Yeah.
And I really just don't feel like doing it. Because I'd have to run it on the floor anyway.
You got a lot of work to do on it?
No, not really. I could use it to do the rest of the house model because it's the only other printer I have that's big enough for that. Well, actually, no, I wouldn't. Never mind, it's too small. The Chiron's the only one that can print that because it's actually just slightly bigger than 12 inches.
Ouch.
So, yeah, the Chiron's the only one that can do what I'm doing right now.
That means you're going to have to make sure that Chiron is working at all times, huh?
Well, that's the thing. When you're doing big prints, I haven't done anything tall yet on that. It's just all been big.
Yeah.
So that's why with the house printer that I want to put together, I'm not really so concerned about the Z height as I am about the X and Y, because honestly, I have never really done anything really tall. Most of the stuff I've done is really squat but really wide.
Well,
I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't want at least 400 or 500 millimeters on Z height, even though I don't need it. But
now I'm just looking around to see if I have anything that.
My problem is I need someone to help me put together a pellet extruder system on it, because I will not be able to use standard filament on that printer.
I think 22 centimeters. That's the highest that I have printed up to this time.
Yeah, well, actually, you know what? If I had the Palette 2 Plus Pro, I could, because I could actually take 4 spools of white filament and slice up the model to the point where it thinks that it's a different color, even though it's not.
Yeah.
And I would be able to run, unless I'm using the bigger spools. I mean, I guess I could get like a 5 kilogram roll or something like that.
Yeah.
Which would work. I mean, but it would be 5 kilo rolls for that printer instead of the stock 2 point or the stock 1.
Yeah. Oh, that's the one thing that I hate about Eins 3D. They only have the normal filament is 750 gram rolls. And then they have their so-called PLA Fun. That's on 1 kilo rolls. But they only have a couple of colors for the PLA Fun.
Yeah.
And, okay, thank God they have white, so that, for example, I can order white, and like right now, the 2 middle parts, each one needs about 430 grams of filament. Yeah. And that's the problem that I was having all the time with the white filament that I had from Eins 3D on 750 gram rolls. Now I have 250 grams of filament left over that I can't really use, because the 1HAL D9 does not function correctly with a filament vessel, a filament. That's why right now, if I want to get some white filament, I order my white filament through eBay. That roll that I got yesterday in the postage, that was a 1 kilo roll, and it only cost me $10.99 with postage. And that eBayer, that's a power seller that I have marked as favorite seller, so that I can always check him out to see if he still has some white filament there.
All right, so I am having an issue.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's still it's doing that little bit of under extrusion again.
Your feed rate is at 100%.
Well, I just changed the feed rate to 120%.
Huh.
So I'm going to try that first, and then I'll slow it down if I need to. But I'm going to, like I said, I want to figure out if it's actually the
that is strange. I mean, I've always had all of my prints, running at 100% flow rate. I've never had to raise or lower the flow rate.
Well,
with the exception of the last 2 months, with a couple of filaments that I was getting from Eins 3D.
Oh.
Huh? What's going on?
Well, I don't know. It seems to be like what do you call it? I'm having a brain fart today. Where it's backing the filament up so much on this print.
Uh-huh. You mean the retraction?
Yeah, it's doing a whole lot of that. But I don't think that should be causing the under extrusion component to it.
Not, it shouldn't.
I mean, I wouldn't think, but
No, but you know, when you have too much retraction, that could make a problem with the.
well, it's not doing it on the outer layers on the shells. It's only doing it on the inner layer, so that shouldn't affect it at all.
Yeah. Yeah, but you need a good infill too if that's supposed to be a lithoplane, because it's going to be lit from the back, right?
Yeah, but honestly, if you're using the rectilinear fill, it doesn't matter.
Uh-huh.
Just no, it's doing it again. There's a gap there. It's like it's going for like 2 or 3 layers, and then there's a gap. And then it does 2 or 3 layers, and then there's a gap.
That is strange.
Indeed, it is. So I'm going to go for the speed adjustment now. Drop the speed down to 75%. And we will see if that corrects it. So if the speed change fixes it, then I most likely have a clog in the nozzle, which is what I think it is anyway. But, I mean, the filament seems to be moving pretty good.
Yeah.
But let it go a couple more layers. So need a Sharpie. This model's done anyway. I already failed it. So once it gets above that, we will. The nice thing about Sharpie with white filament, you can just go whip, put a quick little line on the layer you're on, and you can track it. So. Because I'm sorry, it's so hard to keep track of layers unless you do something visually.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, the hypercube that I'm going to build is going to look a little bit strange, you know. It's going to look terribly tall, wide, and small.
Tall, wide, and small. What does that mean exactly? In English.
It's going to be tall.
Yeah.
Almost 600.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah. The width is 340, and the depth is only 303.
Sorry, I have to take a picture of the model.
Uh-huh.
I need a reference point of, dimension. I now have, which is my tape measure.
You got to use a banana.
A banana?
Yeah.
Is that a known dimension?
Supposedly, everybody says, in Facebook, everybody says, when somebody posts a picture, yeah, put a banana there for reference so that we can see how big that really is. But as far as I know, you have 2 sizes from bananas. You have the mini bananas and you have the normal banana. Ricky is live now?
Oh, is he?
Let me check it out. Yeah, he's live now.
All right. Well, I guess we're going to finish our stream.
Yeah. Go over and say hi to Ricky, huh?
We'll do that. So I'm going to sign off. Thanks
for
joining me, Don.
Yeah, take care, Clyde. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see you in the chat, right?
Bye. And thank you, everybody else, for joining. And we are going to end the stream and go over to Ricky Tanner's channel. So I will see you there.